Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's article has to do with Prigozhin and Putin. Prigozhin is the head of the Wagner private military company or contractor, or as it's called in the Western media and Ukrainian media, a mercenary organization. Well, I think it fits all the names and I don't think they don't give a about it. Let's put it this way, okay? So let's don't get tangled in euphemisms here. Anyway, if you're not familiar, Wagner Group is actively involved in Ukraine and helps a lot the Ukrainian army and all that in the war effort. Now these guys, the Ukrainians, claim, the experts, again, we got experts and analysts, who claim that owner of Wagner mercenary group could become Putin's successor. Analyst says. This comes from an Ukrainian media outlet, the New Voice of Ukraine, on January 12th, 2023. Okay, so let's get it on. Yevgeny Prigozhin, who runs Russian private military company Wagner Group, could eventually succeed Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. Former UK military intelligence officer Philip Ingram told Sky News on January 12th. All right, well, I always go by probabilities first, possibilities and probabilities. It is possible. Yes. It is probable, not so much. And I will explain. Let's see what arguments Mr. Ingram brings, okay? Ingram said the appointment of Valery Gerasimov, chief of the Russian General Staff, to head the so-called special military operation in Ukraine was Putin's attempt to prop up his defense ministry, thereby reducing the role of Prigozhin, who does his own thing, end quote. Now, to be fair, there were some articles about a week or 2 weeks ago when they, again, these weasels were talking about, well, there's really two camps, according to them. One is the Prigozhin's camp, and the other one is the regular military, Russian military camp. And they were thinking, who is going to be chosen by Putin or Putin to be the guy in charge? Because they say the current one is going to be put as a deputy to this guy in charge. And they said there's two options. One on the Prigozhin side, not Prigozhin. Prigozhin is not a military guy, I think. He's just, has his private thing. So Prigozhin and another general, I can't remember his name. On the other side is the regular army. The other guy is also in the regular army. So it was Prigozhin and a general from the military army, from the Russian military. And on the other side was Shoigu with his offer, which was her champion, his champion Gerasimov. Now they said, well, Putin is going to choose Prigozhin's general because they are having the power. And now that's how they say. Now Putin chose the other side's general, right? And now say, nah, see, they chose it because it's against that guy. Either way would have been bad for us, it seems like. If it was the other guy, would have, oh, see, Prigozhin has the power. Now you say, oh, see, this guy is afraid of that guy. Now, which way it is? I'm going to take left or right. Each way, if I take left, oh, that's bad. If I take right, oh, that's bad. Well, there's no way forward or backwards. So what the hell? But this is how it is with these weasels. But if you don't know anything about the issue, you say, oh, yeah, I think Putin is afraid of Prigozhin. He might be. But don't you think that Putin, if he wants, he can take care of Prigozhin? I guarantee you he can. Why? Because it's the military versus the private military company. The private military company will never win a war against a standing army. Capisci? Understand? Vakarimaska, bababu. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what this Ingram has to say again. Ingram calls Prigozhin a wild card. Wagner mercenaries are engaged in ongoing fighting around Bakhmut and Soledar in Donetsk Oblast. And I'm quoting, but he has got a direct link to Vladimir Putin, said Ingram. And I'm quoting again, strictly speaking, he should be working under the military chain of command, but he seems to do his own thing. He's taking over in so many different areas. He's also reportedly a potential successor to Putin should that come in, and he's been openly critical of both Russian defense minister Sergei Shoigu and Gerasimov. End quote. Well, so you have to agree like United States of America, like these weasels, ass kissers, you have to agree all the time? I'm surprised that people speak up. Is more freedom of expression over there than here then? I mean, I haven't heard, what's his name, the military brass here disagreeing with that semi-conscious Biden and vice versa. They're all, yes sir, yes sir. Why? So what does that tell you? Maybe it's more freedom of speech over there. Then how is that guy a dictator, such a dictator, if certain people dare to challenge him? Because Putin was challenged by that guy, by that guy, by that guy, but he somehow is the omnipotent guy over there. Anyway, Prigozhin will not fail. Whomever comes next, he's not going to fail. He's got too much power, that's true. He's got a military, but we'll see. Ukrainian military intelligence spokesman Andriy Yusov previously said that Wagner mercenaries, initially conceived as an elite unit, are now relegated to serve as cannon fodder for the Russian military. I think that's true. After invading Russian forces took significant losses during the war in Ukraine, Moscow began recruiting prisoners from Russian penal facilities into the ranks of mercenary companies, notably Wagner. Yes, and they gave them a chance. They gave them a chance to do what? To redeem themselves, and if they survive after they defend their motherland, they will have a clean slate. They will have a slate. They will have a free, how do you call it, clean criminal record. And besides, it was not like, hey, are you coming or not? It was a voluntary thing. So again, BS here. Now, I couldn't understand, or I couldn't make sense of why Prigozhin would be Putin's successor. The argument is why? Because Prigozhin does his own thing. He's doing, from Putin's point of view, Prigozhin is doing exactly what he wants to do. March ahead. Follows orders. What else you want him to do? Do push-ups on top of everything? That's one thing. The other one, he has a personal connection with Putin. So some people say. But if you look back and you follow Putin's how should I put history, life, see how long he has been with Shoigu. Shoigu, I think, has been before Prigozhin showed up on his little white-winged eagle. Okay, that's one thing. And you get another contender. What's his name? The former president, Medvedev. Medvedev was way back with Putin. Worked with Putin together. So these are at least two. The third is Shoigu. Do you think that, let's say, Putin tomorrow, I don't know, kicks the bucket and gets out? Do you think there's going to be Shoigu versus Prigozhin? You're going to find out there's like other 5 generals that are, they want to take control of shit over there. And let's say it's Shoigu and Prigozhin. Who do you think is going to win? I think that Shoigu is going to win. Why? Because Shoigu will have the authority at that point to probably start a mobilization, or whomever is going to be there. He's in charge of his army. He's got everything. Prigozhin's got some. Prigozhin doesn't have airplanes. Prigozhin doesn't have this, doesn't have that, doesn't have... come on, man. I mean, it's infantry units. That's what he's got. And balls. And money. You need anything else? Women come if you have these things. So that goes without saying. Anyway, I don't think Prigozhin is the next in line. And even if he wants, he can try, but I don't think he can do anything because I don't think he has troops in Moscow. And who's in Moscow? Russian army. So, nah. And what do you think? Putin is going to just write by decree, Prigozhin, my next guy. And everybody's going to say, yes, master. I mean, remember what happened when Stalin was, if you know what I mean? Remember how those guys fought while he was still conscious in a little, what's going on here? Those, I don't know how many hours, 24, 48 hours, how many hours he was just over there paralyzed without moving, and what's going on here? And they were fighting. Anyway, and eventually who won? The guys with the gun. And who was the guy with the gun? Was the NKVD? No, it was the military. It was Zhukov. Zhukov who said, yeah, military, bam, 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 all done. Without Zhukov, would not have had Nikita Khrushchev. But because Zhukov, Marshal Zhukov, came and said, Nikita, I'm on your side instead of those Beria and those mofos with their little scheming NKVD. Who won? The military again. You got the military, you got everything. Mass media show up at their little tower and talk with all those weasels, grab them by the Putin. Trump said, and move them around, and everybody's gonna do whatever you say because those guys are, oh, that's an automatic weapon. Ooh, oh my God, so sexy. And they're gonna do whatever you want. More than Trump said. Anyway, that's the way things are gonna be running on this planet. Everywhere you have, oh, there's democracy. Oh, this is the rule of law. When the military wants something, that's what happens. So that's a fact. I don't even have to beat a long dead horse. Like, Jesus Christ, it's already dead for what? Hundreds of years. That's the way we operate, okay? We can make it better and pretend we have democracy and function and all that. But anyway, we'll see if something happens now with, anyway, intelligence community. Nothing happens for the same reason. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.